I just don't have the time. When I asked over 20 physician moms what they would want if they could have anything, 6 months from now, time was a top contender for that number one thing. Oh, to have more of this precious resource. You can spend more time with your kids or friends and family. You can have more hobbies, or heck, restart a hobby. Pick up your old knitting needles or dust off your favorite cookbook. You can also travel. Imagine what that looks like. We all have the same amount of time, 24 hours in a day, 1,440 minutes, or 86,400 seconds in one day. I would argue you do have the time. So where do you find it, and what do you do with it when it's found? Keep listening to find out. You can find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/24. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. Hi, and thank you for joining me. Every now and then, I just want to remind y'all of what I do here at Inspired Mom MDs. Not long ago, I was deeply inspired by another physician mom who really changed the trajectory of my life. She was essentially a colleague and an unbiased thinking partner that helped me get back on track. We had never met, but we quickly established a rapport during our sessions. I cherished the value I received from this lady so much, I decided to help my fellow physician moms. So I designed my 4-month Balanced Physician Moms program to help physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they can thrive in practice and at home. Over the course of 4 months, I meet with each person one-on-one and focus fully on her challenges. Now that I've experienced the possibilities from working one-on-one with someone, I want to offer the same opportunity to others. I invite you to a free discovery call to assess if this program is right for you. Just head over to my website, inspiredmommds.com, and click at the top Work with Cindy, and you can learn more and sign up for a call. Now back to the main topic today, which is time, or lack thereof. In the hectic world of medicine and parenthood, it's easy to get caught up in the relentless demands of daily life. It's easy to fall into patterns where we spend too much time on what we dislike and not enough time on what we love. It's time to break free from this cycle. By reclaiming our time and focusing on what we truly desire, we can live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. Let's talk about where to find time and then what to do with it when you find it. Finding that elusive time. When you find it, protect it. It's arguably one of our most valuable assets. Basic assets in your life, like a house or car, require maintenance to remain stable and sound, right? Personal time requires maintenance too. Your priority is maintaining your schedule on who gets dibs over your time. And funny thing, when you set boundaries around your time, you tend to find more of it. Now, this is exciting because that is what so many women are asking for. That's why it's one of the 4 pillars in that 4-month Balanced Physician Moms program. But today, I'll give you a few maintenance tips on time. First, there are free minutes, hours even, that get lost between work and family and sleep. You know this. Those are the minutes that aren't assigned a spot on your schedule. Not that you need every waking moment accounted for. But if you want more time, that's where it is. I'll give an interesting example from the author Stephen King out of his book called On Writing. As much as he is a prolific writer, he is a voracious reader. He doesn't always schedule reading times on his planner either. Stephen King's secret is to bring a book with him everywhere. He will have it at a doctor's appointment or literally any place where he can be stuck waiting with minutes slipping away. The result? He reads an insane number of books by capturing those gap minutes and feeding his soul with words. My next tip is to prioritize what aligns with your strongest professional and personal values. That's what Stephen King does as a writer. How would that look for you? As a personal example, one of my greatest values is to love and support my kids in a way that they become strong, independent young adults. To do this, I prioritize their text messages during the day. That is one thing I do stop for unless I'm actively taking care of a patient. And they know when mom is unavailable except for emergencies. But it's all those other times I answer. I answer because they only really text when they have a real issue or they feel anxious or they want to share something incredibly joyful that just happened. I want to share that joy too. Essentially, I am filling in those minutes here and there throughout the day to make a solid contribution to the value of loving my kids. It makes a difference, and I don't have to write that on my calendar either. Another tip today is to draw boundaries for the time you do pencil in on your planner. What do you choose to write, or who gets that priority? Do you include self-care activities like exercise and its cascade of health benefits? Do you factor in having a healthy meal to avoid just grazing on whatever's available? And most importantly, when you do schedule your most valuable time spots, defend them from change. Don't delete them or erase them. They must stay there or flip with another event, but don't erase what's most important to you. Now, what do you do when you find this time? How do you make it more rewarding? So let's redefine what wasting time means. Until not so long ago, I felt guilty about being lazy or wasting productive time if I took a nap, or God forbid, I sat down to read a book. Those were only allowed as audiobooks when I was traveling to and from work. I have learned to appreciate the extra sleep revives my brain and body. I can picture all the microscopic cellular waste bins getting emptied when I nap. I can envision my muscles crowded with little repair teams like the pit crews on a racetrack, fixing the source of my muscle fatigue. I've learned that reading is one of the most enriching uses of my time. I thirst for knowledge and its benefits are multifold. I always have a new conversation starter. I learn ways to improve my life. I learn about other people in this world and what makes them tick and how we are all culturally different, yet really the same on the inside, physically and emotionally. I've reframed how I look at these activities not as wasting time, but as a wise investment in my human form so that I can keep performing and hopefully perform better. I'll let you in on one time waster that I still struggle with, and that's going to watch a movie. I'm not talking about streaming one in the living room. It's too easy to multitask here, where you just hit pause and you finish cooking dinner, or you hit pause and you make that one phone call. I'm talking about picking seats, buying tickets, and having a scheduled time I need to be out of the house. And then it's 3 hours before I'm home and I can be productive again? That's a big commitment without feeling at least a little guilty for wasting my time. What I need to work on here is redefining how I view time for that movie, the same I do for sleep or reading. I view going out to a movie for me as a luxury and a reward. I don't need to run out and see each new blockbuster, and sadly there seem to be fewer of those these days, but I do want the excitement of breaking away and doing something only for myself. I need to accept that this is not selfish. Can you relate? It's a little easier to justify if I'm going with my family or friends, because then I get credit for socializing, check, or giving time to my family, check. But what about the activities you make time for that involve only you? Well, you could argue that those also benefit family and friends because you become a better person when you take care of yourself, right? So there's no clear line between what helps me and what helps others. It's a give and take, it's a balance. That harmony is what I strive for. It's what so many physician moms strive for too. So it's not selfish to take moments for yourself. I did speak in depth about this in episode 4 of this podcast, and the title of that was How a Mom Doc Can Reduce Feeling Selfish for Prioritizing Herself. If you want to go check it out, that was episode 4. Today, I gave you 3 tips on finding elusive time. I spoke about making the most of discovered time, and reminded you it's not selfish to prioritize yourself. This is a journey, not a destination. It takes patience, persistence, and a willingness to prioritize your needs. By reclaiming your time and focusing on what truly matters, you're taking a powerful step towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.